Howdy Cop guys, this is Jonathan over at the Pu'u Muay Thai podcast. Today is January 11th, 2022. We were back in full force at Pu'u Muay Thai Academy in Ventura and Santa Barbara. It's been great to see some of the students I taught a class today. You know, it's funny, I actually had a class today.
This episode of the Pu'u Muay Thai podcast is brought to you by PMTLifestyle.com. Authentic Muay Thai lifestyle by Pu'u.
Something like that in my back.
Definitely go check out the website at PMTLifestyle.com for some awesome lifestyle merchandise. That's for those of you out there either involved in Muay Thai, looking at getting involved in Muay Thai, and embrace a healthier lifestyle.
For people to understand that weight cutting is different than weight loss. All right, so with the difference between weight cutting and weight loss is something you do through dietary changes, active lifestyle, healthy lifestyle. Whereas a weight cut is something that you do to rid your body of water weight in an effort to be able to make a designated weight class in a weight class based sport such as Muay Thai, MMA. You even see horse jockeys do it. So it's something that you see is that it's a very big part of martial arts. Muay Thai, not as much as some other sports. We are even going to discuss what some organizations are doing that help mitigate weight cut methods, or to basically make it harder for people to cut weight and to just make it generally not something that they can do. I'll dive into that first. So with weight cutting, the whole perceived method behind weight cutting and the reason why people do weight cutting is, I heard this analogy and it rang true with me. So I'm going to share it with you guys too. Is if everybody is speeding on the freeway, going 70 miles per hour, or let's say they're going 75, right? They're going 75 miles per hour, and you pull on the freeway going 65. You're going to be not getting there as fast as everybody else. You're going to be holding up traffic. You're probably going to get slammed into. All right, so that's the best way that I can describe like weight cutting is if you are walking around closer to your weight and not cutting weight, you're that person driving 65 miles per hour on the freeway, okay? And everybody else is driving 75, and they're just going to run right through you. I see Anxious Noob over on the TikTok. How you doing, Anxious Noob? Thanks for coming in. Hope you're doing good and you're having a good evening. And, you know, being slammed into in a combat sport where you can get head trauma is not fun. So with that too, it's a double-edged sword. You can cut too much weight, and when you dehydrate yourself to an extent where the water, the fluid that protects your brain tissue is compromised and you're not able to rehydrate adequately, even in a 24-hour period, to be able to come back from that too. Yes, doing homework, says Anxious Noob. Awesome, man. Well, hey, if you can, double tap that screen over on TikTok, guys. Make sure to go follow us on the Pu'u Muay Thai Instagram. We have a giveaway going on until Monday morning at 10 a.m. Really simple. Follow both Pu'u Muay Thai accounts, tag 3 friends, and hit the save button over on TikTok, the little ribbon button to save it, and share it to your story, tag us, and that's going to give you an entry into winning a free Eat Sleep Teep t-shirt, our trademark Eat Sleep Teep t-shirt, and a Left Kick Gang sticker. All right, nice big one. All right, because it's all about the left kick. But thank you guys for all those likes and stuff like that. I see those come in. Make sure to hit the share button here on TikTok as well. It helps boost up our ratings and the weekly ratings and stuff too. I really appreciate you guys. I see Karate on TikTok here. How you doing, man? I hope you're doing good over there in shutdowns, man. I know you're locked down up there. I think you're in Canada, if I'm not mistaken. Man, feel free to get engaged on our Discord, my brother. It'd be love to have you on there. Lead leg kick club here. Yes, all day. So going back onto that, I really do not want to get slammed into when it comes into head trauma. So with the weight cutting stuff, you'll get people like, you know, they'll dehydrate, 15, 18, sometimes 20 pounds of water weight. That is what is deemed as an extreme weight cut method. Extreme, okay? Nothing. I don't use that term lightly. Okay, an extreme weight cut. So what an extreme weight cut does is it basically removes all the subcutaneous fluid around your muscles, your organs, and including your brain. Okay, and what it does, it makes your kidneys work overtime to filter out everything inside of your body. So a common thing to happen during extreme weight cut scenarios is kidney failure. It happens, okay? Because typically also along with this stuff, people tend to crash diet too on top of this, and then they'll overexert themselves too. So your body's working quadruple overtime to be able to make weight, and you're supposed to go fight the next day, sometimes later in the day. In Thailand, they do weigh-ins in the morning, whereas international fights, Western fights, most of them, especially at professional level, they do weigh-ins at least 24 hours before. Karate on TikTok says, cruiserweight to heavyweight, my days of competition. Oh, putting on some muscle mass, my man. Hey, how old are you, Karate on TikTok? I'll share it here on the podcast. What are you, 25? So going on to back onto the weight cut stuff, guys, it's not worth it. All right. For me, I'm always a big preacher of making sure. You're 46 years old. Definitely something that I think is important for people to understand too is your age. As you get older, Karate on TikTok will verify this too. Your body starts putting on more muscle mass. So if you're 18 and then you're 26, you're gonna have more muscle mass in your body just due to your body developing. I see somebody over here. It's a Alfred Payton fan page. Have you tried Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? That's probably one of the most common questions that we have on here. And the answer is yes. I have definitely tried Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I actually had a Jiu-Jitsu instructor in one of our academies that I brought in to teach 3 times a week. No-gi Jiu-Jitsu. That way I could learn the basics of Jiu-Jitsu. So when I went to go corner my MMA guys with their Jiu-Jitsu coach, I knew when to shut the F up, close my mouth, and not talk. Because that's not my specialty. My specialty is Muay Thai, but great martial art. Highly recommend Jiu-Jitsu, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and Muay Thai for anybody. Okay, of course I'm biased. I'm going to say Muay Thai over Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but that's just me. All right? And I'm sure a lot of people in our Muay Thai Discord as well. So going over back onto the weight cutting stuff. So these extreme weight cuts, there's like a whole science behind how to do them. And there's a way to do it effectively and help mitigate some of that damage that you're taking into your body. That way you can perform at a higher level. That's through adequate nutrition, water loading, things of that nature. And I've read, there's a lot of guides on it. There's actually a guide that I would highly recommend, and I actually have it referred to in my book, Preparing for Your First Muay Thai Fight. I highly recommend the book. It's called 3 Weeks to Shredded by Mike Dolce. Karate on TikTok says, body more wear and tear, same as the head rounds of spar add up over the decades. Yes, head injuries are no fun too, and that all goes into why it's important for the weight cut stuff and how you maintain it and everything too. So going on to like our whole weight cut discussion, it's important for us to know about like what is healthy weight loss for an average person. So the thing is, a lot of people who come in like, I want to cut weight coming in right now, especially the new year. Man, you don't want to cut weight. You want to work on a healthy diet and moving your body. Okay? Karate on TikTok says, train hard and long enough and the weight should be natural. That's true, man. If you eat correctly and you're moving your body every day, you shouldn't eat until satisfied, not until full. That's the words of Mike Dolce, and I agree with it. I'm going to parrot it, okay? What workout should I be doing for Muay Thai, says Ryan West. Mr. Ryan West, that's a complicated question because there's a lot. There's a lot of workouts. There's actually some free resources that I highly recommend. There's one guy, his name's Don Heatrick. Don, D-O-N, Heatrick, okay? He has a YouTube channel, has a ton of free content on strength and conditioning, specifically for Muay Thai. We also have a lot of stuff inside our books and stuff as well, if you guys want to go check that out. All right. I'll see here. J-Rods, just got a jiu-jitsu class, blue belt power. Nice, man. Keep it going. Kickboxing training, easy life for a good body. That's right, Karate on TikTok. Moving your body every day is so important. Love Muay Thai, kickboxing, all the martial arts are all good, man. Especially if you're just doing it for your general health, pick up any martial art, right? Don't forget, guys, if you're on TikTok, let's spam those likes. Let's get us up in the weekly ratings. I see right now we're currently at 627 likes. Hit the share button and go check out the giveaway we're doing over on Instagram. We're giving away Eat Sleep Team t-shirt and Left Kick Gang sticker. All right. So you get a lot of these people that come into the new year and they're saying, hey, I want to cut weight. And the thing is, because they hear this term weight cutting, they hear it, they watch mixed martial arts, and they think that's something that they want to do because they hear about weight loss. When they don't realize it's actually like temporary weight loss, right? So Mike Dolce also has his book. It's called Living Lean. It's about just developing a healthy lifestyle, drinking lots of water. He has certain foods, and he has exercises that are great, conditioning exercises that are in there too. And it can be a good supplement. And I actually recommend it to like all of our students. I've bought it as gifts for students who are having basically weight loss issues, if they struggle with weight loss, or it's kind of like their main goal. And I'm really like rooting for them. And I had a student. His name is I won't name him, but he had a lot of success with it, and he lost a lot of weight. I've seen a couple other students take it up too and have a lot of success with it as well. So going into like combat sports, if you look back at professional boxing, I believe used to be 15 rounds for title fights, and they had a fighter named Deku Kim, and there's actually a movie about him, and this is when they were doing the same day weigh-ins for pro boxing, and Deku Kim missed weight, and he was having an extremely hard time cutting weight, and he actually ended up dying in the ring. They had to fly his mom from Korea over to come see him on his deathbed, all right, and then fly his body back. It was a really sad story, and that's when they reduced the boxing rounds, professional fights, to 12 rounds for professional boxing. And that's when they started doing the weigh-ins the day before to give him a little bit more time to hydrate. But even then, some of these guys just took it as, oh, I can cut that much more weight now. So you can see the issue it creates. Karate on TikTok says, looking forward to opening for the New Year rush to eventually. Oh, man, I hope you guys open back up there in Canada. What part of Canada are you in? Any good books, philosophy books for a fighter? Yes, Ryan West. I highly recommend Miyamoto Musashi's Book of Five Rings. He is it's supposed to be like one of the most famous samurais during feudal Japan, and he wrote a whole book about his sword fighting escapades as a samurai. And all the fighting principles in there apply to any martial art and combative scenario. So go check that out, Book of Five Rings. It's everywhere. Go look it up on Amazon, get it on Kindle, all that good stuff, okay? Any good books, so I'd highly recommend that. So you're from Ontario, Karate on TikTok, nice. I bet, thank you. No worries, Ryan West, go check it out, man. So going back onto these weight loss scenarios, right? Deku Kim passed away. They moved the weigh-in to 24 hours before the competition, and people just took it as, hey, I'm going to cut that much more weight, right? So, and that kind of carried through to today with mixed martial arts really push extreme weight cutting, because you have a lot of people that came from American wrestling where they're not getting hit in the head, they're getting thrown around, so you just feel like crap. But now they're doing those same weight cuts that affects that fluid, your cerebral fluid that protects your brain from impact. And now they're getting hit, right? So that's like a added thing. And then that carried over into Muay Thai, at least here in the West, in the United States. And you see these really extreme weight cuts that come into play, all right? So the kind of state where that ended up is everybody knew it was a problem. I think even like Dana White of the UFC said something about, hey, it's a problem, we just don't know how to address it. So in comes One Championship. One of the many reasons, I talk about them all the time. I'm not sponsored or affiliated to them in any way. But they actually do the week of hydration test for the fighters to make sure their weight's close and that they're fully and adequately hydrated for their fights. Because they don't want these guys coming in all sucked up and performing like shit when they come in there. Who wants to go pay for a fight and then the main event sucks because the guy cut too much weight, right? Ends in the first round because the guy's brain's not able to protect itself and protect its body, right? So this comes from a similar protocol that the WBC also does, boxing. They do it for WBC Muay Thai. I believe it's 8 weeks out or 4 weeks out, they do a weight and hydration test as well to make sure they're within a certain percentage of pounds to their weight, to the championship fight weight. And I am all behind doing that, all right? So Karate on TikTok says, fighting with weight cut and fighting with hangover is same feeling, LOL. I could, that splitting headache, it's definitely there, man. It's definitely there. So I really think it's important for people to understand that there are organizations that are trying to do this and mitigate this. And we're seeing it here in the state of California. For those that aren't familiar, is the state of California is, I mean, you might know this, we're overly regulated, and this includes in combat sports. But in combat sports, it's not terrible being overly regulated when it comes to fighter safety, all right, when it's done correctly. Not saying it's always done correctly here. Okay, to say they're trying, absolutely, but like my friend Travis Petralba, he was supposed to be fighting on one of the last lion fight cards here in the U.S. in the United States. His opponent, I'm not going to name his opponent. All respect in the world to the camp, great people, but I'm just not going to name them just so not putting his name out there more based upon this scenario. But he's supposed to fight. His opponent came in, I think, 1.5 pounds overweight or something like that. Hey, while we're on that topic, I would like to talk about our sponsors over at Hydronic. Hydronic is an electrolyte powder. It comes in like drink packets. If you guys have ever had like electrolyte packets like over in Thailand, it's similar format where you dissolve it in your water. It's meant to be like a supplement. Like, you know, if you're beginning your day, your first, 16 or 32 ounces of water, put the packet in there. It'll help you rehydrate, stay hydrated throughout the day. So Hydronic is a hydration formula that was developed by the founder for healthcare workers during their long times to be able to deal without proper and adequate hydration as a supplement to be able to keep them hydrated and going. Because, I mean, the fighters know out there, anybody who's done weight class-based sports, when you're dehydrated, you feel out of it. So imagine having to do that and take care of tons of patients with everything that's going on in the hospital, short staff. It's a great, great supplement for you to be able to supplement just your basic water intake, right? Especially if you're unable to get water intake. If you're training long hours, in excess of like 45 minutes, you're going to need more hydration. And that's something that you see a lot in combat sports. All right. So if you're having trouble with eating and drinking healthy during your busy day, along with your training schedule, and you want like a sugar-free, keto-friendly, and also plant-based too, I was very excited to see that in the plant-based formula, then definitely go check out Hydronic Hydration. That's HYDRONIQUE hydration.com. Again, that's hydronichydration.com. The next day, the guy came in, he gained like over 25 pounds, allegedly. So the State Athletic Commission weighs them in the day of the fight as well when they come in to check in to make sure they're not gaining too much weight, and that's for fighter safety. Because my friend Travis weighed like 143 or something like that, and he ended up weighing 150 pounds. So he's more or less around that closer. Hey, he's only cutting a few pounds to make weight, 4 or 5 pounds. That's adequate. That's not dangerous. That's pretty typical. Okay, so I really think it's important for people to understand that this is getting cracked down on. And now that fighter is not going to get issued a license in the state of California, a fight license, to fight at that weight anymore. They won't get approved by the state to fight at that weight anymore. If they're gaining that much, they'll basically put them on suspension. They'll have to go see a doctor, get assessed and everything like that to see if that's something that's actually even possible for them. So ONE FC is kind of getting ahead of the curve on that. And seeing the State Athletic Commission here in California, I can see that a lot of other athletic commissions will get behind this. So this is an initiative that was pushed by the executive, the executive commissioner, Andy Foster. So the way a sanctioning body works, or a sanctioning board works, is here in California they have 8 commissioners. They're professionals in their own right, whether it be referees, coaches, doctors, lawyers, things of that nature to help regulate the sport. And then Andy Foster is the one that reports to them, and he kind of takes their counsel from them too. November 20th on TikTok says, hey man, you got any lethal combos I can use that doesn't involve a left kick in an orthodox stance? I'm trying to understand what you're asking here. Let me go through. So you're asking me any lethal combos I can use that lethal. I mean, what is your definition of lethal, November 20th? Karate on TikTok. And also, what are you using it for? All right. So Karate on TikTok said, should be step on the hours before in the ring or on a scale in front of the crowd. I agree, Karate on TikTok, but here's the thing is people are still going to be stupid and try to cut weight. And here's the thing is when it comes into professional fighting, if the fight's about to happen, they're walking out and they check their weight, the promoter loses money because that fight gets canceled and they have to refund people money. So they need to know what's happening 24 hours before. So I understand. But I like ONE FC's approach to it. But I'm not saying I disagree with you. But you have to think about the picture in a whole. All right? Because, again, you have the 8 commissioners here, and then you have the executive commissioner. And believe me, it's ran by the state of California. They're about making that money. All right? So it's very important for them to understand that, too. How do you get over your nerves before a fight? James, is it Hollett 56? Actually, there's a lot of mental prep that goes into preparing for your fight. In my book, Preparing for Your First Muay Thai Fight, you can get it on Amazon. I have the link in our bio and stuff as well. Go to the website there. I go over some of that stuff for us. So, something to make fight last short time as my stamina isn't the best, using it for sparring. November 20th, man, I'm going to tell you, you gotta get that road work in, man. In sparring, you're not trying to do anything lethal, but sweeps are really great. They don't take a lot of skill. Just about timing, or it takes skill. Don't get me wrong. Don't fire me over that, guys. Don't cancel me over that. But it's something that doesn't cause a lot of damage. You can knock somebody to the ground. It makes them really tired. And it gives you a chance to get your energy back. So, Waddy Cop, what's up, fam? Coming by to show some love. DJ Unique Illusion. Hey, man. From the Discord, how's it? Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you, brother. One of the OGs of Fairtex guys up there in Frisco, I believe. You've been around, huh? So, coming back into that weight cut stuff. So you have weight cutting and you have weight loss. So let's talk about some of the things that people do for the weight cuts. So sweating. So he said lethal. Well, man, karate on TikTok, I've seen sweeps knock people out. They smack their head on the ground, concrete. Man, that could be lethal. People could die. I'm not going to give them too many crazy things here, man. This is TikTok. If you want to train, you want to learn more self-defense, go hit up your local martial arts school, guys. Go get enrolled in a program and learn from a trained professional. But elbows are good. Sweeps are good. Been around a bit. Listening while cooking dinner. Awesome, man. Appreciate it, DJ Unique Illusions. I saw you popped into the Discord podcast channel as well. I see Carwin's in there too. Hey, Carwin, hope you're doing good, man. So, if you're on here too, guys, spam those likes. Double tap the screen. Hit the share button here on TikTok. And don't forget, we have the giveaway over on our Instagram. We're giving away a free shirt. We're giving away a sticker and stuff like that as well. Okay, can you go over the best counters to stuff, i.e. left hook, right hook, kicks? There's a lot of different ways. Name one. I can tell you what a counter is. I can describe one for you. Absolutely. So going over onto those different methods. So sweating. Sweating is a big part of making weight. And this starts, again, you'll see a lot of people, they're running like trash bags. It's all temporary weight loss, guys. They sell these sauna suits. People buy them for people like, hey, I heard you're trying to lose weight just in general. Here's a sauna suit. Man, you gain all that shit back as soon as you drink water. You gain it all back. All right? It's temporary. It's just to make weight. If you're just trying to cut, anywhere from like 2 to 6 kilos, for anybody that's out there, that's anywhere from like 4 to, 10 pounds, you can do it through a sauna suit. Anything after that, you're going to have to use different methods, such as water loading. All right? So you have basically like sauna suits. In Thailand, man, I don't know how those guys do those runs out in the sun with that. And you have to be careful. There was actually a guy, I think it was Jordan Coe from Scotland, rest in peace. He died over in Thailand cutting weight by himself. They found him on the side of a road. It's a really like terrible story. He's a young guy. I think he was like only 20 years old or something like that, 22 years old. Really, really sad story. And, unfortunate part of the sport. It happens. So I don't condone any of this stuff, guys, without consulting with a professional. So the other things that you'll do is you'll see people take stuff like legal diuretics. There's stuff like dandelion root tea, coffee, that caffeine to help you expel water and get the bowels moving and stuff like that too. And you'll have a partial fast, because your body, you're not doing a whole lot like a day or two before the fight. You shouldn't be running and doing a lot of activity to burn yourself out. Of course, you're trying to get rid of as much water weight as possible, but you also want to make sure you're resting and recovering for your fight from your hard training leading up to that, to have that peak training, okay? So, sauna suit, you'll see people use saunas and jacuzzis, bathtubs, steam rooms. I personally recommend jacuzzi or steam room, and the science behind it is as compared to like a dry sauna, because if you think about the body's reaction to heat is to cool itself off. So the way it cools itself off is by sweating. So in a dry sauna, your sweat just kind of stays caked on you. You can wipe it off, but your body eventually is quote unquote cooled off and doesn't want to sweat anymore. Whereas if you are in a steam room or a jacuzzi, the humidity is very high right outside of your skin. Specifically a jacuzzi, the humidity is literally 100%. You're covered in water, and it's hot water. So it's literally sucking the water out of you, and your body can't cool itself down. That's why it's really easy to get dehydrated inside of a jacuzzi. Again, I'm not recommending this, guys. It's just methods that people use, and I'm explaining the reasons why. So jacuzzis and steam rooms can be used very efficiently to be able to cut weight. Not saying you're going to feel great either. Your heart rate can spike, and you're not going to be able to cool down. You'll see people put like ice packs in the back of the neck to help try to cool down. I've done it myself. I've had shit weight cuts before, and I'll kind of explain my journey through weight cutting and how I began to learn all this stuff too. It just says, I was just about to say steam room 2. Good call. DJ Unique Illusions, man. It's because you've been around a while, man. That stuff works. So going on to onto that, right? Again, you'll see steam room, jacuzzi, bathtubs as well. There's people talking about using like Epsom salts. Man, that stuff, like, I think it doesn't really work. Like, they're saying it works, but I do believe that maybe it increases the temperature of the water, makes it retain heat. People are putting Epsom salt in there, but Epsom salt is supposed to suck into your body, and I feel like that would make you retain water at the end of the day. That's just my thoughts on it from how Epsom salt is supposed to work epidurally through your skin, okay, through your epidermis. All right? So going over onto my own weight cut journey. So my first time I had to, quote-unquote, cut weight, all right? I missed weight. I didn't know how to cut weight. I didn't know if I can do it. I drank some coffee. I went on a little jog. I cut 2 pounds. I came in 2 pounds over still, right? So after that, I'm like, hey, I got to kind of figure this out, run more and get my running dialed in and really figure out how to eat properly to be able to get my weight down. That's when I started playing with my diet, low carb, getting constipated and all that stuff, eating meat, eating little mini meals. I tried so many different ways where I would feel like shit, and I even tried veganism for a while, which would work, but then my performance sucked, whatnot. Now I'm full-time vegan, just so you guys know. So I kind of was able to dial that in a bit. But going back onto the whole weight cut aspect and that kind of learning curve that I had a really bad weight cut. I had injured my Achilles. My fight was supposed to be at 135 pounds. So then I injured my Achilles, right? Couldn't run, couldn't even train. I talked to my Thai trainer. I was like, hey, I injured my Achilles. I later found out it was Achilles tendonitis, so my Achilles actually could have snapped. And I said, hey, I don't know if I'm going to be able to fight. He said, Jonathan, it's a really good opportunity. You should really do it. And I'm like, oh, man, just like the pressure from the Thai trainer. If you know, you know. It's one of those things like you're not getting out of fighting, right? You're committed to it. You're going to fight. So then the promoter comes over, the matchmaker for the promoter says, hey, your guy, he's a little bit small. You're going to be at 130 pounds. Then my Thai trainer says, oh, okay, no problem. And me in the back of my head, I'm like, that's a problem, man. I can't train. I can't get proper road work and stuff like that. I was literally stuck on an exercise bike doing intervals. Literally, I couldn't train worth shit. Now I think I would be able to figure out a better way to train and prep for that, just based on my experience. And we've used that for our students and stuff like that too. So it's one of those things that you're just going to see more and more people, make those mistakes. All right. So going back onto that is, I told him, like, hey, man, I can do 133 pounds. That's the lowest I can go. Man, I had the worst weight cut. I didn't have any solid advice. I was talking to wrestlers. They're telling me to starve myself, drink liquid-only diet for a whole week. It sucked, man. So after that, I did a ton of research. I was looking at power lifters. I was looking at reading up books. I was reading up how people, physique models, how power lifters, because they're performance-driven people, just like in Muay Thai, all right? They have to make weight, then they have to perform the next day, just like us. All right, so I kind of did some research into how powerlifters did it. And that's where it gave me some better guidance, and I really was able to figure out a way. And believe me, too, men and women, they're different. I learned this through having many women athletes throughout my time when it comes to weight cut. I had a fighter one time. She weighed 142 pounds. We got on an airplane. She didn't eat or drink anything. After getting off the airplane, she weighed 150 pounds. What the hell? That's when I learned women are definitely different. She ended up making weight and stuff like that. 133 pounds. That's an extreme weight cut. You do not want to do that. Okay, but it's the scenario we were in, and the person really wanted it. So that's the nature of the game. All right, guys. So if you're on here and you're following on TikTok, thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. It means the world to me to have people here on TikTok that are talking about Muay Thai and talking about martial arts and being in an engaged community. If you are not already on the Muay Thai community Discord, again, that's not Pu'u Muay Thai Discord, it's Muay Thai communities. Everybody around the world got tons of profilers from Europe, South America, North America. I also got some people from China, Thailand, and Japan, Australia, New Zealand in there too. So we're getting all the countries that are involved in Muay Thai into one place. All right. Again, that's the Muay Thai community Discord. You can check that out at pmtlifestyle.com. The link is in our TikTok bio. It is in our Instagram bio, and it's also in the show notes. So go check that out if you're listening to this later on iTunes or Spotify. I see another question here from November 20th. Can you go through the vegan diet? I find it expensive and hard to get the protein in. Oh, man. You know what? November 20th, I can definitely talk about being a vegan athlete. It's a great Discord, tons of knowledge, and good people. DJ Unique Illusions, appreciate it, man. Yeah, we got some great people in there. There's some I'll call them sleepers. People don't realize how ninja some of these people are that are in there. We got a lot of good people in there, and I'm glad you found it, man. Grateful to have you in there and have some OGs in Muay Thai involved in the Muay Thai community Discord as we continue to build it and start developing some administrators and stuff like that too. All right, guys. But I have to actually get down and go take care of some stuff at the front desk here at Pu'u Muay Thai Santa Barbara. Again, we're going full-time again. I'd love to stay on and talk more, but tune in tomorrow. I'm going to do another podcast tomorrow. And in the meantime, go enter that giveaway over on our Instagram. Get that shirt, guys. We're going to be doing tons more giveaways as we go through. Stay tuned on the Discord. All right? So what do you cop? All right, that's it today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys are listening on iTunes, please go leave a review. It means the world to me if you enjoy the content, if you like hearing about all the stuff that has to do with Muay Thai and what we're doing. Also, there's another way to support us. If you guys visit our Patreon link, it's in the show notes. Also on our YouTube, if you go to pmtlifestyle.com, there's a Patreon link up at the top. You can support us for as little as $5 a month. To get some behind-the-scenes footage, things of that nature, to see what we're doing behind the scenes for Pu'u Muay Thai, what we're trying to get going. Also, you can get some early access clips. You can also get t-shirts, merchandise, and a few other things as perks of being a patron. Again, go check that out. It's at pmtlifestyle.com.